Well, just 1 minute to go, folks, until the start of this afternoon session, and it's all getting very tense. In some instances, the last opportunity for these athletes to gain those places into the A finals or the AB semi-finals to keep them in the hunt for the medals. First up on the start, we've got the lightweight women's single sculls repechage. 6 athletes lining up to try and gain 2 direct spots through to the A final.
Pravo je vreme za nastavak takmičenja. Dobrodošli u Beograd, dobrodošli na Savsko jezero, Beogradsko more. Na redu je repesaž prvi za lake veslačice i vidjet ćemo 6 devojaka koje se bore za 2 mesta za direktan plasman u finale.
Lining up in lane number 1 for Hungary, Esther Ferravari. In lane 2 for Croatia, Dora Dragicevic. In lane 3 for Egypt, Huda Fahmy Mansour. For the Netherlands, in lane number 4, Tosca Kettler. In lane 5 for Algeria, Nihed Benchadli. And in lane number 6 for Egypt, Salma Abdelrahman.
U stazi broj 1, Ester Fehervari, Mađarska. Staza broj 2, Hrvatska, Dora Dragicevic. Staza broj 3, Huda Fahmy Mansour, Egipat 2. Staza broj 4, Kettler Tosca, Holandija 3. Nihed Benchadli, Alžir, staza 5. Salma Abdelrahman, Egipat 1, staza 6.
And we're underway with the first race of the afternoon session here at the first World Cup of the season in Belgrade, Serbia.
Najbolje je krenula holandska devojka Tosca Kettler. Mi krećemo sa prvom trkom u repesažu.
So all of these lightweight women's single sculls have raced once already this morning to try and nab direct qualifying spots through to the A final. Unfortunately, that wasn't successful for them, hence why they're now in this repechage going to try again. And it's the top 2 going directly through to the A final. The remaining crews will go through to the B final.
Nova šansa za 2 devojke od mogućih 6 da prođu u finale. Danas su imale prvu priliku, nisu iskoristile. Ovo je sada posljednja prilika za plasman u velikoj finale i borbu za medalje.
Well, it's been a great start, a blistering start, in fact, for Nihed Benchadli of Algeria, the young sculler, just 20 years old, blasting out of the blocks here. Her last international competition, well, that was the Junior World Championships back in 2019. So great to see her stepping up here to the senior level from lane number 5. She currently leads over quite a tight packing between the Netherlands 3, that's Tosca Kettler in the centre lane there. She had the fastest qualifying time out of any of these athletes through the heats this morning, so we'd expect to see her perhaps coming through the field. And then just back from that, it's then the Croatian sculler that pins down third.
U ovom trenutku najbolje je startovala i vodi Nihed Benchadli iz Alžira, prati je Tosca Kettler iz Holandije, na 3. mestu Dora Dragicevic iz Hrvatske.
So just 2 spots, as we say, to go through to the A final here. The last opportunity to get yourself into a position to win a medal. And still, Ben Chadley leading the way at 600 metres gone. It's going to be getting hot out there on the water. We're at the peak heat point of the day here, 3 p.m. The temperature's rising now to above 30 degrees Celsius. So it's going to be punishing out there for these scullers. And closing in now, making a big push through this second quarter of the race, Kettler of the Netherlands closing in on Algeria.
Alžirka Ben Chadley dalje u vodstvu, pritiska je Toska Kettler. Čuli ste i da je vreme vrlo toplo, da je dan preko 30 stepeni. U narednim danima najavljena je kiša, tako da će biti značajno hladnije i verovatno lakše za veslanje.
Well, it's going to require something special, I think, from the back of the pack to try and clinch one of these 2 places off Ben Chadley, off Kettler, who lead out the front of the field by clear water. But with the best view on the course, our all-star commentary team are out there at the 1,000 metres. We've got Brian Richie Richardson and Angelika Milicevic at the 1,000. And at 1,500 metres, we've got Tim Van Vliet and Vladimir Maxa. Richie, they should be coming towards you right now. 2 spots here at stake for the A final. Who's your money on?
My money is going to be on Toska Kettler. She looks like she is staying in touch here. I know the leader at the moment is Ben Chadley, but Toska Kettler with the fastest qualifying time, a little bit more racing experience than the young Algerian as well, and just coming up to 1,000 metre mark, and it is Toska Kettler who is just putting on a push now to take the lead ahead of Ben Chadley. And again, the fastest qualifier from this morning was Toska Kettler, so she's the one to watch here. But the good thing is she's going to bring Ben Chadley in the lane beside her in lane number 5. She's going to bring her with her, and that's exactly what's happening as they open up a clear water lead ahead of the Croatian sculler and the other scullers from Hungary and Egypt 1 and Egypt 2, some way back in 4th, 5th and 6th.
Nastavljamo sa trkama u ovom drugom poluvremenu današnjeg dana na Adi Ciganliji, 44. trka po redu, single school, skiferke do 59 kg, 6 veslačica pred nama, a 2 su iz Egipta. Ono što se dešava na terenu i na jezeru Ada Ciganlija, lider je bila Nihed Ben Chadley iz Alžira, međutim Toska Kettler koja vesla u 4. stazi je preuzela vođstvo nakon nekih 1200 metara.
So, Tim, they'll be coming into view shortly for you, and you can tell me whether my prediction for the Netherlands sculler pulling through is likely to come through.
A little push there from Toska Kettler from the Netherlands. She pushed through, took the lead from the Algerian sculler right beside her, but she hasn't really made it stick. She is in the lead, or she was in the lead halfway through the third 500, but she's slipping back now again because Ben Chadley is reacting, having a great push of her own, and she's moving in front of the Dutch sculler, and those 2 crews are distancing themselves from the rest of the field for those important spots into the A final. We already have Chile, the USA, Spain, and Martine Veldhuis also from the Netherlands already in that A final, tomorrow. But it looks very good for Algeria and the Netherlands tree. So Toska Kettler, who is now pushing again and now has her bow ball in front. She is a quarter deck in front of the Algerian sculler as they cross the 1,500 meter mark.
U ovom trenutku na prve 2 pozicije nalaze se devojke iz Holandije i iz Alžira. Toska Kettler je u blagoj prednosti u odnosu na devojku iz Alžira, Nihed Ben Chadley. One će se najvjerojatnije pridružiti i devojkama iz Čila, Holandije, Sjedinjenih Američkih Država i Španije, koji su već jutros izborile plasman dalje. A vidjet ćemo kako će izgledati borba za 3. mesto. Najbolja 3. ide u B finale.
So those 2 crews moving to the front of the field, and it's great rhythm there from Ben Chadley from Algeria. She's really underrating Toska Kettler from the Netherlands. She's at 30, whilst her Dutch competitor is at 34 strokes a minute. But those 2 crews up in the lead, followed, I think, the 3rd place crew is the Hungarian sculler, Fehervari Esther. She is in 3rd position, but that spot will mean she goes through to the B final with just 2 places in the A final tomorrow.
Yeah, just those two spaces, as you say, Tim, going through to the A final. So you mentioned Feravari Esther there from Hungary being the closest contender from lane number 1, but still a lot of work to do for her. But what I've been most impressed with during this race has been the fight from Nihat Benchadli, our early leader from Algeria. She led out the race. The Dutch sculler Kettler rode through her, but she's held on. She's still got overlap on the skull of the other athlete, and that's very impressive for such a young athlete. Shows lots of maturity in race plan, but it is still the Dutch leading Tosca Kettler in ahead of Nihat Benchadli.
Kao što je bilo i očekivano, Tosca Kettler iz Holandije je na prvoj poziciji, ali vrlo dobar rezultat. Nihat Benchadli iz Alžira, koja je druga, ide u finale.
1 length separating them by the end, but those two scullers through to the A final, and a punch in the air there for Nihat Benchadli. Absolutely delighted with a guaranteed minimum 6th place finish in the A final. It's then going to be Hungary, Croatia and Egypt finishing with those 2 spots already determined for the A final. The remainder of these crews all going through to the B final, and Egypt 2 completing the field. Well, we're already through 1,300 metres gone here in the lightweight men's single sculls. First repechage, Uruguay 2 in 1, Algeria in 2, Spain in 3, Uruguay 1 in 4 and Egypt in 5.
Već je krenulo laki single skullovi, Urugvaj 2, Alžir, Španija, Urugvaj 1 i Egipat su na stazi.
Well, I think they're already past 1,400 metres gone, so moving away from our commentators at the 1,000. So I might jump to Tim Van Vliet at 1,500 to let us know what's going on.
Yeah, thanks, Camilla. It's been a great race in front of us as the leading sculler from Spain, Gutierrez Garcia, is passing us. He's well in front of the rest of the field, and behind him it's a very big tussle for the second place. Just 2 crews going through to the A final, with Slovenia and Sweden already qualifying this morning for the A final on Saturday. But it's looking good for the Spanish sculler out in front, and it's very close between him, behind him for second place between Uruguay and I think that is the other crew from Uruguay.
Dakle, ovako što se tiče muškog lahkog skifa, prvi od 2 repasaža i vidjet ćemo ko će se pridružiti u finalu, Slovencu i Šveđaninu. U ovom trenutku Garcia Gutierrez iz Španije ima ubedljivu prednost, a za drugu poziciju će se boriti neko od Urugvajaca koji u ovom trenutku drže drugo i treće mesto.
So the 2 guys from Uruguay actually raced together in the lightweight men's double scull in Tokyo, so they know each other very well, and it's really harsh that they are in the same repechage with only one of them going through to the A final tomorrow. But out in front is still Gutierrez Garcia from Spain leading the field.
Yeah, still a really good lead and growing, actually, in fact, for Gutierrez Garcia of Spain, continuing to wind the rate up. It's been a really punchy rhythm here the whole way down the course. He's up at 36 strokes a minute, and you can just see how dynamic he is off the front of the stroke. 2 spaces, though, to go through to the A final, and it does seem to me like it's Clube Ferreira of Uruguay from lane number 1 that's going to clinch that second spot.
Garcia Daniel Gutierrez je prošao dalje, uz njega Ferreira, Kluver, Felipe, ostali idu, to jest ispadaju, ovi momci pomenuti idu u finale.
Uruguay 1 and Algeria next to follow through the line ahead of Egypt. 5 scullers in that race, the top 2 going through to the A final and the remainder to the B final. Well, the second repechage for that already on the course. Again, the lightweight men's single sculls. Poland in 1, Belgium in 2, Hungary in 3 and Turkey in 4.
Već je krenula i druga grupa, negde su na 900 metara, Poljska, Belgija, Mađarska, Turska i dalje single skullovi za lakiće.
Well, it looks like a great start for Łukasz Sawicki of Poland here, Richie.
Absolutely, a fantastic race here. Just coming through 1,000 meters. In the background, you might hear one of the coaches giving, let's call it encouragement to his crews. Might be a little bit of a warning for them to wake up as well. 1.5 lengths just separating the four scullers as they come through 1,000 meters. In lane one, it is the sculler from Poland, Lukas Złocki, who is leading this here, but just about a half a length lead over in second place in lane three. It is Hungary, Bence Tamas in second place. Staying in touch, though, very much so, is Thibaut Vive from Belgium, and the Turkish sculler as well nearest to us in lane 4. So just coming through the 1,000, it was the Polish sculler leading this one in the men's lightweight singles.
Snažno je startovala ova druga repesažna trka u lakoj kategoriji single school za muškarce. Od samog starta poljski veslač Lukaš Savicki je zabeležio lidersku poziciju. Tu se zakucao, dobro je startovao turski veslač Enes Yeni Pazarli, međutim sa druge pozicije sada je na 1300 metara pao na 4. mesto. Prati ga Tamaš Bence, on je sada na drugoj poziciji, vesla u trećoj traci i drži se treće pozicije belgijski veslač Thibaut Vive.
So very little between the four scullers here, and it's one of these races where one big push could take a lead. As we hand over to Tim, how's it looking down there now, Tim?
It's a very tight race for first and second. It's just a boat length separating four crews here at the 1,500 meter mark. I think it is Tamas from Hungary who is in the lead, but only just. It's Baubel for Baubel. Actually, we have three crews at this moment vying for first place, with the Belgian sculler Thibaut Vive trying to make a move just in front of our commentary position to take half a length out of the rest of the field. And he's moving up, and we see a reaction there coming from the Hungarian sculler to his right. They're really going for it and trying to make the difference to get them that spot into the A final.
Za razliku od prethodnog repasaža u muškom lakom skifu, sada je borba znatno veća. Prva dvojica idu dalje, u ovom slučaju to je Thibaut Vive iz Belgije koji vodi, za drugo mesto bore se Savicki iz Poljske i Tamaš Bence iz Mađarske, dok je Turčin u malom zaostatku.
So Hungarian sculler Tamas Bence is trying to make a move. He's closing up on the Belgian sculler Thibaut Vive, who is of course the reigning under-23 European champion in the lightweight men's double. He's made a move, but his lead is not that much. It's about 6 meters, and the Polish sculler Łukasz Savicki is also coming back into the mix, trying to fight it out and get that place into the A final, Camilla.
Yeah, this is going to be one of the tightest finishes of the day. One will end up in the A final, one will end up in the B final from the trailing scullers behind Thibaut Vive. I think he's probably got just about enough to hang on. And in fact, slipping back, I think it is Tamas Bence of Hungary that's going to be the one to miss out from this pack. But still, we know anything can happen in singles. Belgium's Thibaut Vive pressing ahead. He's got a great sprint on him. He's going to push ahead of Poland for second place.
Velika borba za prve dve pozicije, zapravo za onu drugu, s obzirom na to da je Belgijanac Thibaut Vive uspeo da odbije sve napade i da prođe prvi. Poljak prolazi kao drugi.
So over the line and into the A final for Thibaut Vive of Belgium. It's then going to be Łukasz Savicki of Poland to take the second and final spot through to that A final. The other two scullers from Hungary and Turkey progressing through to the B final. The first repechage of the men's Coxless pairs now on the course. In lane 1, Bulgaria. In lane 2, Uruguay. In lane 3, the Netherlands 2. In lane 4, Switzerland 2. In lane 5, Switzerland 1. And in lane 6, Hungary. The first two crews will progress through to the A-B semi-finals. Crews 3 to 5 to the C final. And the remaining crew to the D final.
Velika borba vodit će se za prolaz u polufinale u muškim dublovima. Prvi na stazi bugarski dubl, pa onda Urugvaj, Holandija 2, Švajcarska 2, Švajcarska 1 i Mađarska 2 tima, dve posade idu u polufinale.
Well, Richie, it's always very cool having to go up against your crewmates, isn't it?
Absolutely, and that's what exactly is happening here with the two Swiss crews side by side, and they're leading in lane 5. It is the younger of the Swiss crews leaning over the more experienced crew in lane 4. They're the 1 and 2, but very much staying in touch is the crew in lane 2 from Uruguay. They're the 1, 2 and 3. There's less than a length then back to the remaining crews from Bulgaria, Hungary and Netherlands.
Zaista, evo, zagreva se i teren i voda i atmosfera. Vidimo od samog starta ove prve repesažne trke u disciplini dvojac bez kormilara u muškoj kategoriji. Dva švajcarska tima i dubla ovde nastupaju i od samog starta švajcarski tim broj 1 na liderskoj poziciji, a oni veslaju u 5. stazi, u 4. stazi drugi švajcarski tim takođe za petama na drugoj poziciji. Za sada Urugvajci treći, kako stvari stoje, posle nekih 1200 metara. Na 4. poziciji su Mađari, treći su Urugvajci, Bugari su 6. tek u začelju, imaju veći zaostatak od nekih 5 sekundi 43.
Tim, it's time to dust off the cowbells, I think, because I think it might be a 1-2 for Switzerland at the moment. How's it looking?
It's looking great coming towards us at the 1500 meters mark. The first crew from Switzerland with Marin Lange in the bow seat is the man closest to us and the man closest to the finish line, but there's quite a distance still left to row in this race. We have several crews actually vying for the lead and a great push there from the crew from Uruguay. They on the far side, they look really dynamic, hammering along 42 strokes a minute. They're really throwing in the kitchen sink already with 500 meters to go, but it's a great race to watch. The Dutch also within a shout of getting into that AB semi-final, but they have some work to do. They're a boat length behind the leading Swiss crew and they're trying to make a move now. Lars Lipman and Menno Bezema, both from the Dutch student club Laga from Delft. They are really trying to get back on terms. But the Swiss look very good, very smooth rowing from that very junior combination.
Prvi od dva polufinala kada su u pitanju muški parovi, tamo već imamo 8 takmičara, odnosno 8 posada u polufinalu, među njima je i srpska postava. Ovdje tražimo prva dva para, a u ovom trenutku jedna od dve švajcarske postave je među prve dve, a drugi su Urugvajci. Međutim, vidjet ćemo kako će izgledati do kraja borba.
So Uruguay taking the initiative in the last bit of the race. They're actually leading at this point, followed by Switzerland 1 as they come towards you guys in the finish tower.
Yeah, they grabbed the race by the scruff of the neck at 500 metres to go. They're up at 43 strokes a minute, but they are still the fastest moving boat on the course. But coming up to join them at rate 40, Switzerland 1. That's the Langer-Plock combination in lane number 5. They're trying to overhaul Uruguay. I don't know whether they've left it a little bit too late, but top 2 would be enough for them to see the A final, and I think it will be enough. Very tight behind them, though, between the Netherlands and Switzerland. It's all going to get very tight towards the line here for those places in the C final.
Kakva trka Urugvajaca, osvojili su prvo mesto, prošli u finale, sa njima Švajcarska 1.
Big punch in the air there for Uruguay. A great finish for them to win out ahead of Switzerland 1. Those two will progress through to the A-B semi-finals. It's then the C final places that will go to Switzerland and Netherlands 2. And then the remainder of these crews will be progressing through to the D final. Well, one of the closest races of the day, and they're just going to get closer and closer throughout this weekend. But the next race already on the course, and that is the second repechage of the men's pair. In lane 1, Chile. In lane 2, Croatia. In lane 3, Slovenia. In lane 4, Lithuania 1. In lane 5, Austria. And in lane 6, Australia. The progression system the same as the last race.
Druga trka muških parova, na stazi su u prvoj stazi Čileanci, pa Hrvati, Slovenija, Litvanija 1, Austrija i Australija.
Well, coming up to 900 meters gone, it's the center of the lake where all the action is going on. It looks to me like a perfect spearhead coming towards you, Richie.
It is, and it's been helped along now with a tailwind, so conditions changing from earlier on this morning, where we had that headwind that changed into a crosswind. Now it's a little bit of a tailwind here, helping these crews along. Centre of the course, it is Slovenia, Jaka Kass in the bow seat, Nick Krebs in the stroke seat. They're leading out, just opening up a lead ahead of the crew from Chile in lane 1, and the Croatian pair as well staying in touch. The twins, Patrick and Anton from Croatia, staying in touch. They're the 1, 2 and 3, with Lithuania and Austria in 4th and 5th, and the Australian crew some way back in 6th place going through the 1K.
6 država, 6 dvojaca bez kormilara, druga repesažna trka, prva 2 mesta vode u polufinale A i B, a ostali u finale C. I od samog starta Mariborčani i momci iz Slovenije vode i nalaze se na liderskoj poziciji. Pratili su ih nakon prvih 1000 metara Čileanci, međutim, braća Patrik i Anton Lončarić iz Hrvatske su se pozicionirali na drugom mestu sa zaostatkom od sekundi 87 stotinki, a potom slede na trećem Čileanci, drže mesto četvrto Litvanci, peti Austrijanci, a Australijanci sa velikim zaostatkom ostaju na 6. poziciji.
So a little bit of a change in gear again from the Croatian pair, the twins of Patrick and Anton Larčačić. Let's see how they fared going up to the 1500 meter mark.
Yeah, they're really making a push, aren't they? It's 37 strokes a minute, but right next to them there's that crew from Chile at 40, and it's a really great contest here to see. It's lovely, it's good rowing, it's fast rowing, it's what we like to see here, and it's a very nice handy lead there for Slovenia, who take the initiative and move to almost a length in front of Chile and Croatia as they cross the 1500 meter mark.
U ovom trenutku na 500 metara pre završetka trke drugog repasaža u konkurenciji muških parova vode Slovenci, drugi su Čileanci koji pojačavaju, treća je postava Hrvatske i čini se da će među njima, tačno između Urugvaja, Čilea i Hrvatske, biti posljednji učesnik polufinala, pošto su Slovenci čini se već sada to obezbedili.
It's the Slovenian combination of Nick Krebs and Jaka Kass and they were in the lead at 1500 and they look to be extending their lead, but a very nice push there from the Croatian pair as well. They move into second position, and that perhaps if they keep this up means that they can join Uruguay and the first crew from Switzerland into the AB semi-final from the repechage. But still quite some distance to row as we hand you over to Camilla in the finish tower.
Thanks, Tim. Yeah, an experienced combination. They've been rowing this since the European Championships last year. Kass and Krebs continue to extend their lead, but they are being put under pressure by the Croatian twins, the Lončarićes. Really trying to wind the rating up, looking for the line, and they really want that top spot through to the AB semi-final.
U A finale će sigurno Slovenci, Jaka Kass i Nick Krebs, a tu su i braća Lončarić, međutim napad Litvanije.
Wow, what a finish there by the Lithuanians. So quick that I almost didn't see them coming. We're going to have to wait for the results to be confirmed there as to who goes through to the AB semi-finals, as it was so tight on the line between them and Croatia. We have it confirmed. Slovenia will take the top spot through to the AB semi-finals. And then in second place, clinging on by the skin of their teeth, Croatia will progress through to the AB semi-finals, leaving Lithuania to progress through to the C final. Well, no time for breath here. We're already back up the course after the final crew there, Australia, crossing from the previous repechage. Next, we've got the men's double sculls. This is the first repechage. The first 3 will progress through to the AB semi-finals. In lane 1, Sweden. In lane 2, Italy. In lane 3, the Czech Republic. In lane 4, Belgium. In lane 5, Ukraine. And in lane 6, Greece 2.
Borba za prolaz u polufinale double skulova za muškarce. Prva staza Švedska, pa Italija, Češka, Belgija, Ukrajina i Nemačka. 3 tima idu u polufinale.
Well, they're approaching halfway now, and the best person to tell us what's going on are Richie and Angelica.
Very little between the crews here coming up. The Swedish crew are probably the only ones that are not in touch right now. Nearest to us, it's the Greek double. They are just about a half-length lead now over Belgium, so it's lane 6 Greece, lane 4 Belgium. They're the 1 and 2, and just half a length back then to the Ukrainians and the Czech Republic. They're the 1, 2, 3, 4. Italy some way back now in 5th place, and Sweden just holding on to 6th.
Prva repesažna trka od ukupno 2, pred nama i 6 dublova, dubl school u muškoj konkurenciji. Snažno smo startovali od starta Ukrajinci Selivanov i Dovgotko, međutim lidersku poziciju su prepustili Grcima i oni sada na ovih 1000 metara drže to vođstvo. Ukrajinci na drugo mesto pali, a potom slede Belgijanci, Česi, potom Italijani, a Šveđani na 6. mestu.
So just as they come through, I'd like to think it's my influence that are pushing the crews on here at the 1,000-meter mark, but I'm sure they have their own race plans. And as they came through that 1,000-meter mark, the Belgian double, in lane 4, put on a massive push. And I think, Tim, they may be our race leaders now.
Race between the Belgian double and the Greek double, actually, because the Greeks are, well, I think the Greeks just slipped back into 2nd position, and the Ukrainian double sandwich between them and the Belgians is also looking very fast as we approach the final stages of this first repechage of the men's double sculls. But the Belgian combination of Van der Bussche and Andries look very well together, look very cohesive, but a great little push there too from Jan Cicibuch and Jakob Prodacil from the Czech Republic. They're actually moving up with the Belgian crew, and the Greeks are also accelerating as they passed into the last 500 meters. So everything to play for, with just 3 crews going to the AB semi-final from this rep.
Iz ovog repasaža muškog dubla skula dalje idu prve 3 ekipe. U ovom trenutku Belgijanci se nalaze na vodećoj poziciji, veoma blizu su im Česi i Grci, Ukrajinci se nalaze na 4. mestu. Vidjet ćemo prve 3 idu dalje, preostale 2 će u C finale.
It's really hotting up here and in the commentary position, but also on the water. The Belgian crew is in front, but only just because there's a great push coming from the Czech Republic, Camilla.
Yeah, and that Belgian crew, so much pedigree at junior level. Both of these athletes, medalists in the junior single scull at one point in time or another, now stepping up to senior level. Andries and Van den Bussche are going to have to use all of that experience to hold on to the lead, because motoring through from their left-hand side come the Czech Republic. Another very experienced double here. Podrazil and Cicibuch are really on the move as they try and move away from Ukraine.
Dalje će Česi i Belgijanci. Ko će biti treći? Trenutno na najboljoj poziciji su Ukrajinci.
Well, I think Belgium are going to get caught on the line here, potentially not, and it's going to be on the surge. We'll wait for the results to be confirmed there, but only a bow ball separating our 2 leaders. 3 crews through to the AB semi-finals, though, so certainly those 2 plus Ukraine there with a comfortable margin over 4th, which will be the Greek crew. It's then Italy and Sweden that will progress through to the C final, and we can now confirm the Czech Republic did indeed on the surge take the win there ahead of Belgium. Repechage 2 of the men's double sculls now on the course, and again the top 3 through to the AB semi-finals. In lane 1, Uzbekistan. In lane 2, Egypt. In lane 3, China 1. In lane 4, Netherlands 1. In lane 5, Hungary 2. And in lane number 6, Greece 1.
Drugi repesaž za muške double skulove. U stazi broj 1 Uzbekistan, u stazi broj 2 Egipat, u stazi broj 3 Kina 1, u stazi broj 4 Holandija 1, u stazi broj 5 Mađarska 2 i u stazi broj 6 Grčka 1.
Well, we've got another 3 crews here moving through 800 meters with barely a piece of paper between them, in all honesty. Greece, the Netherlands and China are all throwing punches at one another, aren't they, Richie?
That's exactly it. They're coming up now. They're about 50 meters off here, so at the 1,000-meter mark, and they're racing it like it's stolen here. All of them in the high 30s going through the 1,000-meter mark, and very little between first, second, and third, and indeed fourth, fifth, and sixth. There's about 2 lengths separating all of them. But centre of the course, it looks like the crew from the Netherlands bringing them with them. The crew from China on their left-hand side, and nearest to us in lane 6, the Greek double as well, staying in touch. But 3 crews to qualify here. At the moment it looks like China, Netherlands and Greece, but the crews from Hungary and from Egypt are staying in touch through 1,000 meters.
Druga repesažna trka, double school za muškarce, nakon 1000 metara, stvarno brza i furiozna. Tim i momci veslači iz Grčke, izjednačeno vreme sa Holanđanima, prosto neverovatno. Grčka 1 i Holandija 1, jednako vreme, prvo mesto, a potom sledi Kina 1 na 3. poziciji i Mađari 4., 5., Egipat 6., Uzbekistan u začelju.
So the Greek double nearest to us in lane 6, the youngest crew here, they look like they're powering away in lane 6 to command here, but they're taking with them the Dutch crew in lane 4. Tim, any insight on that Dutch crew?
Yeah, it was a bit of a shock, to be honest with you, Richie, that the crew, that the Netherlands 1 crew didn't qualify directly for the AB semi-finals, because there's so much pedigree in that crew. We have Olympic champion in the men's quadruple scull, Metzemakers in the bow seat. We have silver medalist from the Tokyo Olympics, Steph Brunink in the stroke seat. So it was a bit of a shock that they were rode through in the heats this morning, but they seem to have learned their lesson, and they're moving away with a little over 500 meters to go, and they have just about half a boat length lead over the Giovanni Possiglione coach crew from Greece in 2nd position, followed by the Chinese in lane 3.
Imali smo već prilike da vidimo veoma veliku borbu u prvom repasažu, gde su Belgijanci, Česi i Ukrajinci izborili plasman. Dalje ovde u drugom Holanđani, koji su bili favoriti za ulazak u finale jutros, ali nisu prošli, vode. Na drugoj poziciji su Grci, treći su Kinezi i Mađari bi eventualno mogli da se umešaju tu borbu za prolazak u polufinale.
So with just over 300 meters still left to row, it is the Netherlands leading the field, but the young crew from Greece is just behind them. Just a canvas lead for the Dutch, and I think it's too close to call for 3rd position at this moment, Camilla.
Yeah, we'll keep track of that as they move through the red boys and towards us here in the finish tower. But like I say, so surprised to see this Dutch crew here having to fight for their lives in the repechage. Such an experienced combination, Olympic medals between them. Bruyninck and Metzemakers have really tried to demonstrate why they shouldn't be here. They've led the race now since halfway and have managed to get a little bit more advantage on the Chinese pairing that sits next to them in lane 3.
Završnica trke, dalje će definitivno Holanđani, uz njih dalje idu Kinezi, a treća selekcija biće Grčka.
Well, I think the Greeks have done enough to push themselves into 3rd position as well. That's enough to get them through to the AB semi-finals. But the Dutch take the lead by 3/4 of a length over the line ahead of China 1. Greece indeed do secure themselves to fight another day for an A final, and following through into the C final will be Hungary, Egypt and Uzbekistan. From the smaller boats now to the bigger boats, we've now got the repechages of the Coxless men's 4s. We've got 5 crews lining up here with the first 3 to progress through to the AB semi-final.
Krenuli su muški četverci, borba za prolaz u AB polufinale. Prva staza Kina 1, druga Češka, treća Indija 1, četvrta Indija 2 i peta Holandija 4.
Going for those spots into the AB semi-final are in lane 1, China 1. In lane 2, the Czech Republic. In lane 3, India 1. In lane 4, India 2. And in lane number 5, Netherlands 4.
Najbolje je krenula kineska postava koja trenutno vodi. Na drugoj poziciji su Česi, tu su i Indija 1, Indija 2.
Well, certainly it looks to me like China have taken the lead from lane number 1, an outside lane here going for the win, but it's very tightly packed there in the centre here, Richie.
It is China in lane 1, as you said, opening up a lead. Nice steady rhythm from the Chinese crew. The young crew from the Netherlands nearest to us in lane 5, they're staying in touch in second place at the moment. The Czech crew in lane 2, they were off at a rate of 49. They've settled into a nice sensible 43 at the moment, coming up to the 1,000 metre mark. So very high rate and powerful rowing from the Czech crew, and they need to do that to keep in touch with the Chinese crew out there in lane 1. They've opened up a clear water lead now, a very solid second 500 from the Chinese crew, rowing very long and strong ahead of the crew from the Netherlands in second place, and then very little. It's probably a canvas between the remaining crews in the Czech Republic, India 1 and India 2 in lanes 2, 3 and 4 for third, fourth and fifth. So coming through the 1,000 metre mark, it is China, just a 1 length lead over this young crew from the Netherlands, and then the crew from Czech Republic, just a canvas lead over India 1, who again have a canvas lead over India 2.
Repesažna trka u klasi četverac bez kormilara u muškoj konkurenciji donosi timove iz Indije, i to Indija 1 i Indija 2. Tu su Kinezi, Kina 1, lideri od samog starta i u prvih 1000 metara ne predaju svoju lidersku poziciju u holandskom četvercu, gde je štroker Jasper Jordens. Očekujemo žustre trke u ovom repesažu. Prva 3 idu u polufinale A i B, a ostali u finale C.
So I think it's China in control of the race here, but again, just going through the 1,000 metre mark, that young Dutch crew in lane 5 put on a nice big push. So I think, Tim, they might have moved into a solid second place.
Yeah, I think the coach of that Dutch crew, Olympic champion Dirk Uitenboogaert, has told them that there will be a tailwind in this repechage, and it's looking good for the Dutch crew, I think, to get into the AB semi-final, as, of course, is the Chinese crew rowing on the far side from our commentary position. That crew really looks good to me. It's relaxed. They take their time at the front end of the stroke to lock the oars into the water and really move smoothly through the recovery, and at a steady 36 strokes a minute, it's a very nice rhythm to see. Then we see the Dutch crew now creeping into view, but they'll be having they have to look out for the crew from the Czech Republic, who has moved alongside them, and with them the first crew from India is also into the mix as well. So that's great to see. So we're going to have a great final 500 meters between China, the Netherlands, the Czech Republic and the first crew from India.
Četverci bez kormilara, imamo repasaž da je prva 3 tima idu dalje. U ovom trenutku Kinezi vode i oni su gotovo sigurno da će se naći u finalu, tačnije polufinalu, uz ekipu Holandije 4. I Česi su u ovom trenutku na poziciji koje vodi dalje, mada Indija 1 ozbiljno preti.
So with a little over 200 meters left to go, the Chinese crew will have their work cut out to fend off the charge coming from the Netherlands, the Czech Republic and that crew from India, Camilla.
Yeah, and it's going to be tough on the legs as this is their third race of the day. This Chinese 4 also doubling up into the 8, so they'll have had both of the heats for the 4, the test race for the 8, and now this repechage. So let's see what they've got left in this final 250 metres, with India chasing hard. The Dutch also here in contention. It's all to play for these top 3 spaces.
Napeto je do samog kraja, Kina će dalje, da li će Holandija na drugom mestu, sada, da li Indija ili Češka?
Well, I think despite tired legs, China are going to hang on by 3/4 of a length, but a late charge from India here forces the Netherlands to go hard to the line. I think they clinch second over India in India 2 in third. So then the Czech Republic... India 1 in third. The Czech Republic then pushed into fourth and into the C final ahead of India 2. Next, we have the first of our repechages for the women's single sculls. Lots of repechages here, 4 to look forward to. The top 2 from each going through to the AB semi-finals, with the remainder to the C final. In lane 1, we've got Elis Ozbey of Turkey. In lane 2, we've got Anna Santrokova of the Czech Republic. In lane 3, for Bulgaria, Desislava Angelova. And in lane 4, for the Netherlands, we've got Karin Robbers.
Prvi od 4 repasaža za devojke single school. U prvoj stazi Turska, u drugoj Češka 2, pa Bugarska i Holandija 3. Dve devojke idu u AB polufinale.
And it looks to me that all very close here for those top 2 spaces, especially between Bulgaria and Turkey, Richie.
Just coming to the 1,000-metre mark, Bulgaria, Turkey battling it out for that second spot. Out there in the lead in lane 2, it is Anna Santrokova leading for the Czech Republic. She's just opened up a Clearwater lead now of about a length and a half of Clearwater ahead of Turkey and Bulgaria. The Netherlands just a little bit further back. Looks like she's losing touch with the leaders here. But in command it is Anna Santrokova in the Czech Republic in lane 2. Very erect rowing, very not much lean forward from the sculler from the Czech Republic, but she's doing enough here now. She is in lane 2. She can look left, look right. I know she's in control of the race, but there's going to be a real battle here for the second qualifying spot into semi-final A and B between the young rower from Turkey in lane 1 and Angelova from Bulgaria in lane number 3.
Jedna lepa skif trka za Čehinju Anu Santrukovu, koja vodi od samog starta u ovoj trci i ne želi da ništa prepusti slučaju. Prati je nakon 1000 metara Desislava Angelova iz Bugarske na 3. poziciji, vesla odlično Elis Ozbey iz Turske, a za sada 4. i posljednja je Holanđanka Karin Robbers.
So out there in the lead, lane 2, Anna Santrokova is leading this one out in control, and then a real battle, youth versus experience here between the scullers from Turkey and Bulgaria for second place.
Yeah, it looks great from where we're sitting. Santrokova from the Czech Republic leading this repechage, and she's doing so quite relaxed, if I may say so. She's trucking along at 32 strokes a minute, making it look easy. But going with her is Angelova from Bulgaria, and she's actually put on a bit of a burst of speed to try and shake off the crew from Turkey, Elis Ozbey, on the far side, and it looked like she managed to do so, because the leading 2 crews have broken away Clearwater to the rest of the field, with Karin Robbers from the Netherlands in 4th.
Na 450 metara pre završetka prvog repesaža u ženskom skifu vodi Čehinja Ana Santručkova, koja će gotovo sigurno obezbediti plasman u polufinale. Vrlo blizu toga je i Bugarka Angelova, dok se na 3. i 4. poziciji nalaze devojke iz Turske i Holandije, koje imaju mnogo manje šanse da se nađu među najboljima.
So I think the damage has been done in the first 1,000 meters with Santrokova from the Czech Republic and Angelova from Bulgaria moving away from the rest of the field and securing a spot into the AB semi-final, with the remaining crews going to the C or D final from this point onwards. But I think the crew, the sculler from Bulgaria, Angelova, is trying to make a move and get ahead of the sculler from the Czech Republic right beside her.
Yeah, and I think that's sometimes the way with single sculls, isn't it? Once you have broken clear, you've snapped that elastic band, it can be really difficult to get back onto terms, and that's exactly what these leading 2 scullers have managed to do to the rest of the field. Santrokova and Angelova of the Czech Republic and Bulgaria, respectively, have just been trading bow balls for the last 500 meters. At the moment, it looks like Santrokova is going to be the one to take the win here.
Ana Santručkova je vrlo dobro veslala, pobegla je rano i održavala tu prednost. Održavala je priključak Desislava Angelova i ona će u polufinale. Nije izdržala pritisak Karin Robbers.
So it's going to be almost a length here, coming in towards the line in this first repechage of the women's single scull for the Czech Republic's Anna Santrakova. It's then Desislava Angelova of Bulgaria that takes that second spot through to the AB semi-final. Then third place, well, that goes to Elis Ozbey of Turkey, which is an important third place as that secures her a guaranteed C final, with Karin Robbers of the Netherlands having to await her fate from the rest of the repechages to find out if she progresses to the C or D final. So on the course now, we've got the second repechage of the women's single sculls. We were expecting the Olympic bronze medalist Magdalena Lobnig to be lining up, but unfortunately she's had to withdraw for medical reasons. So just 3 athletes here going for 2 spots into the AB semi-finals. In lane 1, Switzerland. In lane 2, Czech Republic 1. And in lane 4, Spain.
Nažalost, u ženskom single skullu nema možda i najbolje na svetu Magdalene Lobnig, koja je pobednica svetskog kupa i ima najbolje vreme na svetu. Tu su Lečer iz Švajcarske, zatim Antošova iz Češke i Diaz Rivas iz Španije.
Well, I'm going to throw very quickly to Richie to let us know how these 3 scullers are getting on.
They've gone past us here at the 1,000-metre mark, and it is Lenka Antosova from the Czech Republic in control of the race here in lane 2, similar to the previous heat. She is leading this out here ahead of Virginia Diaz Rivas from Spain in lane 4. They're the 1 and 2, looking to the 2 qualifying spots, and the Swiss sculler some way back now in 3rd place.
Dame veslaju u drugoj repesažnoj trci Skiff Single School i kao što ste čuli, Magdalena Lobnig iz Austrije, pobednica prošlogodišnjeg svetskog kupa i neko ko drži najbolje vreme u ovoj disciplini i klasi, je diskvalifikovana na startu. To je Lenki Antosovi iz Češkoj pomoglo sigurno da bude lider od samog starta i vodi u ovoj trci, dok je prati Španjolka Virginia Diaz Rivas i ona je na drugom mestu, a Liza Lochner iz Švajcarske drži 3. poziciju.
So I think, Tim, we're not in for any surprises here for the second half of the race with the Czech Republic sculler and the Spanish sculler some way out in 1st and 2nd for those 2 qualifying spots.
Yeah, it's a commanding lead from the first 2 scullers over the Swiss sculler on the far side of the bank, Lisa Lutscher from Switzerland. She's almost 50 meters behind the leading crew, which is, of course, the sculler from the Czech Republic, Lenka Antonsova. She is, I think, a length and a little bit of clear water ahead of Virginia Diaz Rivas from Spain, who is looking very good as well. The nice long strokes. It looks very good from where we're sitting, but those 2 crews safely through unless any major upset in the last 500 meters. But those 2 crews heading towards the AB semi-final with the sculler from Switzerland progressing to the C final if nothing changes from this point onwards.
U odsustvu povređene Magdalene Lobnig, naravno znatno je olakšan posao za Čehinju i za devojku iz Španije, Virginiju Diaz Rivas, tako da će Antosova i Diaz Rivas se naći u polufinalu, dok Švajcarkinja, koja ima u ovom trenutku veliki zaostatak, će biti učesnica C finala.
Yeah, so from where we're sitting, it looks like the Spanish sculler Diaz Rivas is trying to get level with the sculler from the Czech Republic, but I think it's too little too late, and frankly, Camilla, it's not necessary at all, is it?
No, agreed. Not necessary at all, especially with the absence of the Austrian sculler. As long as you are not last in this race now, it sees you safely through to the AB semi-finals. So it's been fairly plain sailing here for Antoshova and for Diaz Rivas of the Czech Republic and Spain in lanes 2 and 4. They're quite far apart, well spaced because of the absence in lane number 3. They've got quite a long way to look across to see who they're racing, but it's a good job. It's not no medals on the line here, just 2 spaces through to the AB semi-finals.
2 devojke od 3 idu u polufinale. To neće biti Liza Lečer, koja zaostaje za Antošovom i za Diaz Rivas iz Španije. Dakle, njih dve idu u polufinale, a u C finale ide Liza Lečer.
These two scullers go over the line here to claim those spots in the AB semi-finals, leaving the Swiss sculler Lisa Lotscher to contest potentially the C final. We'll have to await for the final results from all of these repechages to give you the lineups for later on through the competition. So, as I say, a very busy schedule here for the women's single sculls. The next race on the course will be the third repechage of 4 in this race. It's Slovenia in 1, Lithuania in 2, the Netherlands 2 in 3, China 3 in 4, and Egypt 1 in 5.
Sljedeća trka na stazi je Slovenka Konstanzek, pa onda Litvanija, Holandija 2, Kina 3 i Egipat 1.
Well, out at the front of the field, very much a surprise, as we've seen actually in this competition all round. Some Olympians ending up in these repechages. Lisa Skeenaard of the Netherlands, one of those, the Olympic bronze medalist here, fighting for a place in the AB semi-finals, Richie.
And that's exactly what she's doing. She's leading it from the centre of the course here in lane 3. Lisa Skeenaard in for the Netherlands, and right beside her, in staying in touch for Lithuania, Donatella Karelin as well. They're the 1 and 2. The young scholar from China, Ning Sung, just 20 years of age, some way back now in 4th place. But it is centre of the course, Netherlands leading from Lithuania, and then a real tussle between Slovenia and Egypt for 4th and 5th, with the Chinese, for 3rd and 4th, with the Chinese scholar now coming back to challenge them as well and stay in touch. 2 crews to qualify for the semi-final here, and Lisa from the Netherlands, Lisa Skeenaard, she looks like she is just about 3/4 of a length ahead of the Lithuanian sculler, and again they have clear water over the other crews here. They'll be able to look left, look right, and know that they're in control to look these 2 semi-final positions to look to advance in the women's single sculls.
Treća skiferska trka za dame, još 6 samo trka do kraja današnjeg dana, prvog dana na svetskom kupu u Beogradu za veslače i veslačice. Od samog starta Holanđanka i Holandija 2 predstavnica u skifu, Liza Skeenaard vodi, ona je lider, prati je Donata Karlijene iz Litvanije, a na 3. poziciji rekli bih da se još uvek drži Slovenka Nina Konstanzek, devojka iz Kina 3 i predstavnica u ovoj skif trci, kao i Egipćanka, drže začelje, 4. i 5. mesto.
So in control of the race here, centre of the course, it looks like lanes 3 and 2, Netherlands and Lithuania. A nice piece of the race to watch here will be the battle for 4th and 5th. 2 scullers right beside each other in lane 4 and lane 5. China 3 and Egypt 1. They're the ones battling it out now for 4th and 5th. Great to see them tussling side by side, so I think they'll encourage each other on and see if they can make some way back into the lead that has been opened up by those crews from the Netherlands and Lithuania.
Yeah, those 2 crews way out in front, and it's a very big ask by the other crews to claw back the deficit. It's several lengths of clear water from the Lithuanian sculler Karolina Donata. She is in 2nd position, just behind Lisa Skeenaard from the Netherlands. Both bronze medalists at Olympics, but Lisa Skeenaard, of course, winning the bronze in the double in Tokyo, and Karolina Donata winning a bronze in Rio. But yeah, they're really the class of the field as Skeenaard stretches out into it's a bit of clear water between the 2 front runners. It looks very comfortable for them. They have I think it's 30 meters of clear water over the sculler from Slovenia. That's Nina Konstanzek. She is in 3rd position, and she is way in front of the Chinese and the Egyptian scullers following her. But out in front, it's the orange vest of Lisa Skeenaard, followed by Lithuania.
Za razliku od prethodnog repasaža, ovaj treći, kada su u pitanju devojke u skifu, je potpuno drugačiji. Jasno je da će se vrlo lako u nastavak takmičenja u polufinale plasirati Holanđanka Liza Skeenaard i Litvanka Donata Karolina, dok će na 3. poziciji, što samim tim znači plasman u C finale, se naći Slovenka Nina Konstanzek.
So coming to the red boy area, 250 meters left to row. It's two clear front runners as we've seen in previous heats. So Lithuania and the Netherlands looking good to progress to the AB semi-final.
Yeah, and as you rightly mentioned here, two Olympic bronze medalists going head-to-head for the top two spots into the AB semi-final. I think if you'd have looked on paper at the start of this repechage, these were the two names that you would pluck out. Lisa Skaynard has led from start to finish here and looks very calm and relaxed into this final 250 meters. But Donata Karaliene here for Lithuania going also at a nice consistent pace behind her, knowing that I think she's safe and secure for an AB semi-final place.
Medalistkinje sa olimpijskih igara su nametnule dobar ritam i održali ga do kraja. Lisa Skenard iz Holandije 2 ide dalje i Donata Karalijene takođe iz Litvanije ide u polufinale. Ostale devojke idu u C ili D finale.
Slovenia crossing the line next. Nina Konstanzek will progress through to the C final. Third, a very important place to come, as that guarantees you that C final place. Whereas China and Egypt will have to await the results of all of these repechages to find out what's next. Already through 1,000 meters, the final repechage of the women's single sculls. Chinese Taipei in 1, Sweden in 2, Serbia in 3, China in 4, and Egypt 2 in lane number 5. And I'm going to throw it straight to the team at the 1,000 meters.
So through 1,000 meter mark, I have a very happy co-host here beside me, because it is the Serbian sculler who has a very, very commanding lead here, going through 1,000 meter of more than clear water, 5-6 lengths. She's flying along, isn't she?
You got it right, yes, Richie. Dame u konkurenciji skifa, evo naše Jovane Arsić u trećoj stazi kao liderka od samog starta u ovom repesažu i ganja svoje mesto u polufinalu A. Iza nje na drugoj poziciji drži se Zifeng Wang, kineskinja koja vesla u četvrtoj stazi, a potom slede Šveđanka Lovisa Klisan i takmičarka i veslačica iz Taipei Yiting Huang. Dakle, naša Jovana drži odlično lidersko mesto. Bravo, idemo do kraja u polufinale.
So they're coming up towards you, Tim, now, and it looks like the race is already sewn up, and they were coming through the 1,000 meters. Serbia, it's theirs to take, isn't it?
Yeah, unless some major accident happens in the final 500 meters. But I don't see any of that happening soon, because Jovana Arsić from Serbia, she looks very smooth. It's 30 strokes a minute, so she's relaxed. It looks very powerful too, as she rose past us at the 1500. But yeah, she looks good to take a place in the AB semi-finals. She's followed by Wang from China 4. She also looks relaxed. She has a comfortable margin over the Swedish sculler to her left. That's Lovisa Claesson. She's in third position, but I think it's going to be too much to ask for Claesson to reel back the Chinese sculler and get one of those two spots in the AB semi-finals.
Imaćemo još jednu predstavnicu Srbije u nastavku takmičenja u polufinalu. Gotovo sigurno će se naći Jovana Arsić, koja ubedljivo vodi u ovom trenutku. Na nekih 300 metara pre završetka ove trke na drugoj poziciji nalazi se kineskinja Wang, dok je Šveđanka treća. Ne verujem da će Šveđanka imati snage do kraja da napravi preokret i da se nađe u polufinalu. Preostale devojke će svoju šansu tražiti u slabijim trkama, odnosno za lošiji plasman.
So Jovana Arsić sitting comfortably at her almost 10-second margin over Wang from China as they come towards you guys in the finish tower.
Thanks, Tim. Yeah, and we're going to have some very pleased Serbian home fans here as Jovana Arsić rose a very confident race here into the Red Boys. Great to see.
Kakva trka Jovane Arsić, ona je bila nadomak plasmana, direktno plasmana u polufinale, morala je kroz repasaž, ali ovdje dokazala kakav je kvalitet. Od početka do kraja trke je vodila ubedljivo, ostavila za po 40 metara iza sebe protivnice i proći će direktno, to jest proći će u polufinale. Sada vidimo ko će biti drugi.
Just an ocean of clear water back to the rest of the field here. No doubts as to who will take that first spot through to the AB semi-final, unless there are any disasters in these final 10 strokes for Arsic, but it doesn't look that way. She's going to have a nice long row through the line here as she looks towards the tower just to confirm she's rowed through the line. A great performance there. Second place, just over a length. Ahead of Sweden, it will be China 4's Wang Zifeng that finishes in second place and therefore through to the AB semi-final. Lovisa Claesson just missing out for Sweden there. She'll progress through to the C final here at World Cup 1. And then Chinese Taipei and Egypt, the final two scullers through to the line. So as Egypt finish their race in that penultimate repechage for the women's for the final repechage in the women's single sculls, we're already up the course and through halfway on the lightweight men's double sculls repechage. In lane 1, Egypt 2. In lane 2, Egypt 1. In lane 3, Uzbekistan. In lane 4, India 2. In lane 5, Denmark. And in lane 6, Austria 2. How did they all look at halfway, Richie?
So very close race here between first, second and third. It is the Danish double scull, Oscar Peterson and Alexander Modest. They are leading it out ahead, just ahead by only about half a length ahead of the double from Uzbekistan in second place in lane number 3. And then staying in touch very much so, it is the crew from Austria in lane 6 nearest to us. They're the 1, 2 and 3 as they went through the 1,000 meter mark.
Evo repesažne trke, laki dubl skul za muškarce i od samog starta Danci i njihov dubl vodi Oskar Petersen i Aleksandar Modest, a prati ih uzbekistanski duo i na trećoj poziciji drže se Austrija 2 tim. Dalje, kako bi videli šta se bolje dešava na terenu, da vode na četvrtoj poziciji su Indija 2, a u samom začelju oba egipatska dubla.
So nice conditions here for the lightweights. A little bit of a tailwind will help them along down the course, and as we watch them head off in the distance, 3 coups to qualify here, and Tim, it looks like Denmark, Austria and Uzbekistan for those 3 spots.
Really taken a bit of a margin on the rest of the field, haven't they? It's great rowing. It's like the days of old, I would almost say. We used to see the Danish lightweight crews from yesteryear as a very aggressive rowing crews, and this young combination from Denmark with Alexander Modest in the stroke seat there, they are really attacking this race at 37 strokes a minute. They're leading this field, and they are followed, as you said, by the crew from Austria, and I think the crew from Uzbekistan is also looking very quick as they come into the final 300 meters.
U završnici ove trke na prvoj poziciji su Danci, drugi Uzbekistanci, a treća je ekipa Austrije. Upravo će te 3 izboriti nastavak takmičenja, odnosno naći će se u polufinalu, preostali u finalu C.
So with 250 meters left to go, fast and furious racing here at the lightweight men's doubles. Back to you, Camilla.
Yeah, fast and furious indeed, and it's great to see Safora Liev in the Uzbekistani crew back from the Olympic Games and leading this crew furiously towards the line in an attempt to overtake the Danes. But Denmark have managed to find a little bit of extra speed in their pocket as they ratchet the racing up to try and snatch that back from Uzbekistan.
Žestoka završnica, ekipa Uzbekistana na prvoj poziciji, druga je Danska, a treća Austrija.
Well, I don't think it's going to be enough, in fact, from Denmark. We'll wait to see for the final stroke through the line. Uzbekistan look exhausted as they gave everything they could there to cling on ahead of Denmark, who fall into second place. 3 spaces through, though, to the AB semi-finals, so the Austrians have also done enough there. Homstein and Kabas of Austria leaving the crew from Egypt just out of those AB semi-final places. They'll go on to race the C final along with India and with the other Egyptian crew. So from repechages to quarterfinals now, the final 4 races of the day here on the first day of the World Cup in Serbia. And this first quarterfinal for the men's single sculls will be Sweden in 1, Israel in 2, Germany in 3, Spain in 4, Paraguay in 5 and Hungary 2 in 6. The top 3 will progress through to the AB semi-finals.
Kreće prvo od 4 četvrtfinala u muškom single skullu. Švedska u stazi broj 1, u stazi broj 2 Izrael, u stazi broj 3 Nemačka, pa onda Španija, Paragvaj u stazi 5 i Mađarska 2 u stazi broj 6.
Well, all of these scullers raced in this morning's heats. You've got to be brave to race the single sculls. This quarter-final now well underway and a familiar name out in front. The German Oliver Zeidler will be coming past you now, Richie.
Past me indeed, and he has, I would say, a 50-60 metre lead coming up to the 1,000 metre mark. He's rating around 39-40 strokes per minute, the boat moving along at 5 metres per second. He is motoring his way down the course here, and as I said, about a 50-60 metre lead ahead then of the sculler from Spain. Jordi Jofre Sancales is in second place in lane 4, and then the Hungarian sculler Peter Gambalos, Hungary 2. They're the 1, 2 and 3 looking to move on to the semi-final, but really Ollie Zeidler, our current world and European champion, he just took off from the start and has not looked back. He has that clear water lead going through 1,000.
Glavna bitka među ovih 6 kvalifikanata iz skifera. Momci se bore za svoje mesto pod suncem. Prva trojica će ući u polufinale A i B, a kao jedan od najvećih favorita u ovoj trci jeste nemački veslač Oliver Zeidler, tako reći svetski i evropski šampion i momak koji je prošle godine pobedio na sva 3 kupa. Dakle, prva pozicija liderska za Olivera Zeidlera, prati ga Španac na drugom mestu za sada, a treće mesto drži Mađar Peter Galambos.
So Ollie Zeidler, centre of the course. Not only is he our current world and European champion, he is of course the winner of the World Cup races last year in 2021. Centre of the course, he's leading it out, but the real battle here is going to be for those other qualifying spots, Tim, between Spain and Hungary.
Yes, definitely, Richie. It's a very tight race still with Ollie Zeidler, just way out in front. He's actually able to put the rate down to 30 strokes a minute as he watches the battle for second and third unfold behind him. It's very tight still. We have several contenders. We have Sweden on the far side still in contention for a place in the AB semi-finals. We have Spain currently in second position, and the scholar from Hungary, Galambos Peter, he's looking very good too. He has a very nice vessel with the Hungarian flag on the bows of his boat, and he's looking like he's overhauling the Spanish scholar at the moment, and he's putting some pressure actually on Ollie Zeidler, who responds by taking the rate up to 32 strokes a minute again. So perhaps the final is going to hot up a bit as we come into the last 400 meters.
Što se tiče prvog četvrtfinala u muškom skifu, na vodećoj poziciji očekivano je Nemac Oliver Zeidler, dok je drugi Jofre Sancales iz Španije, treći Peter Galambos. Tako stoje stvari sada. Hugo Nerudi iz Švedske bi mogao da poremeti njima planove, ali vidjet ćemo da li će imati snage do kraja da se nađe u polufinalu.
So Ollie Zeidler saw the danger coming and he's responded and he moves towards you guys in the finish tower.
Yeah, it's cutthroat out here in the men's single sculls, as you say. Anyone can make a move at any time, and the single scull moves so quickly and responds so quickly. You have to be very vigilant for anyone making a move. Ollie Zeidler, though, has got everything under control from lane 3. He can see everyone to his left and to his right. And so despite the Spanish sculler Jofre Sancales coming up behind him, I think he's under no threat for a top 3 space. But from lane number 5, a huge surge here from the Paraguayan sculler. Isfran is really charging here to snatch this off the Swede.
Trojica idu dalje u polufinale. Prvi polufinalista svakako Zeidler, pa onda Galambos Peter i treće mesto je zauzeo Jofre Sancales.
Yeah, my co-commentator was absolutely right there. It was actually Hungarian Galambos Peter that came rolling up through the the inside here from lane number 6. But the finishing order there, Germany, Spain, Hungary 2. The remainder of those crews going to either Final C or Final D. And we'll bring you the results as soon as we can. But on to the next, the quarterfinal here of the men's single sculls. In lane number 1, Emil Nakov of Bulgaria. In lane 2 for Serbia, Alexander Filipovic. In lane 3 for Great Britain, Graham Thomas. In lane 4 for Slovenia, Filip Mataj Pfeiffer. In lane 5 for Serbia, Viktor Pivac. In lane 6 for Bulgaria, Boris Yotov.
Četvrtfinale muških single skulova. Ono što je zanimljivo, druga staza Aleksandar Filipović, Srbija 2, Pivac Viktor, Srbija 3 u 5. stazi, ostale staze Bugarska 3 u 1., Velika Britanija u 3., zatim Slovenija u 4. i Bugarska 2 u 6.
Well, Great Britain leading into halfway, but the home fans are going to absolutely love this one, Richie.
And they are in for a very exciting finish here, because going through the 1,000-metre mark, again, it's just a length separating first, second, third and fourth. Centre of the course, it is Graham Thomas from Great Britain, leading it out. Right beside him, the sculler from Slovenia, and then Serbia, and the 2 Serbian scullers staying in touch, as well as the Bulgarian sculler. So second quarter-final here, Graham Thomas just about a half a length lead now over Slovenia, and very little between the rest of the crews battling it out for their third qualifying spot.
U ovoj drugoj kvalifikacionoj trci za ulazak u polufinale A i B imamo 2 srpska skifera i u drugoj stazi vesla Aleksandar Filipović, koji je nešto slabije krenuo od starta, međutim sada posle 1000 metara trke uspeo je da se privuče 3. mestu. Lider je Thomas Graham iz Velike Britanije, na drugoj poziciji je Slovenac Filip Pfeiffer, a kažem očekujemo i bolji plasman Viktora Pivača, koji je za sada u začelju na 6. mestu. Boris Jotov 5., a Emil Nakov na 4. poziciji.
So you'd like to think here that the Great British sculler is in control. He has a much lower rate down at 32 strokes per minute. The rest of the field racing at 36. So 3 crews to qualify here. Centre of the course, leading it out from the 500-metre mark, has been Graham Thomas. And I'm glad I had that Serbian coffee at lunchtime to keep up with the racing here. Tim, how's it looking?
Graham Thomas is still looking in control, but I'm a bit surprised to see that he didn't make a big push and made sure he had some clear water to the rest of the field. We have a great Balkan tussle right behind the sculler from Great Britain with the under-23 world champion on the far side, Emil Nakov. He is in 2nd position, but Filipovic from Serbia is in 3rd position, and I think it's the Slovenian, so Pfeiffer, is also right up there in the mix for a place in the AB semi-final.
Što se tiče drugog četvrtfinala muškog skifa, u ovom trenutku u ubedljivom vodstvu se nalazi Thomas iz Velike Britanije, dok se u borbi za 2. i 3. poziciju koju vode u polufinalu nalazi Bugarin Nakov, zatim Aleksandar Filipović iz Srbije i Slovenac Filip Mataj Pfeiffer. Vidjet ćemo, bit će to zaista velika i neizvesna borba sve do završetka. Podsjećam, prva trojica idu direktno u polufinale.
So a very confident final 500 from Graham Thomas from Great Britain. He looks in control at just 33 strokes a minute. He's leading the field, but behind him it's going to be a great race for the places in the AB semi-final and the C final as well.
Yeah, Graham Thomas has been performing really well in the single scull, multiple trials winner in the British squad, out of the double scull and now into the single here for him. The man from Agecroft Rowing Club just controlling the field here from the centre lane, exactly what we saw in the race before from German Oliver Zeidler. But behind him, well, I think Emil Nakov making a real sprint for the line from Bulgaria. The rating's gone up now to 38 strokes a minute, and he's closing in on the rest of the field. Slovenia also going with him. It's looking dangerous here for the Serbian crowd.
Do malo pre Aleksandar Filipović je bio na poziciji koja vodi u polufinale, međutim to mu je preoteo Bugarin Nakov i sada će Srbija verovatno ostati bez mesta u polufinalu.
Well, Graham Thomas of Great Britain will do enough here to finish in first ahead of Nakov from Bulgaria. It's then Pfeiffer of Slovenia that takes that third and final spot through to the AB semi-finals, leaving the Serbian Filipovic without a seat there to contend once again for the medals. But it will be the C final for him, along with some of the rest of these athletes. And we'll wait to confirm the results with you as soon as we can. Into 800 metres gone now is the third quarter-final of the men's single sculls. In lane number 1, Dashant of India. In lane 2 for Bulgaria, Christian Vasilev. In lane 3 for Denmark, Bastian Seka. In lane 4 for the Netherlands, Melvin Tuela. In lane 5 for Uzbekistan, Makrebek Matkulov. And in lane 6 for China, Gao Yifan.
Pretposljednje četvrtfinale, repesaž muških single skulova. Indija, Bugarska 1, Danska, Holandija, Uzbekistan, Kina.
Well, 3 spots to the AB semi-finals. Who do they currently sit with, Richie?
It's a tale of two races up here at the 1,000-metre mark, because we have 3 scullers with Clearwater lead ahead here. Going through 500, it was the Danish sculler leading, but since then the Netherlands sculler has moved into first place. So it's Melvin Tuela leading it out here ahead of Bastian Secher from Denmark, and then Christian Vasilev from Bulgaria. They were the 1, 2 and 3. There's Clearwater then back to the sculler from Uzbekistan, leading ahead of India and China through 1,000 metres.
Treća kvalifikaciona trka za muškarce single school i videli smo jedan preokret. Danac je vodio Bastian Secher u ovoj trci, međutim sada u ovih 1000 metara Melvin Tuela iz Holandije preuzeo lidersku poziciju i ostavio Bastiana na drugom mestu. Treći je takmičar i veslač iz Bugarske, Bugarska 1, Kristijan Vasilev, a ostatak ekipe morat će dobro da se napne, ne bi li promenio nešto. Ostaje da vidimo šta će uraditi i momci u završetku ove trke.
So our third quarter-final here, and it does look in control of the race are those 3 centre scullers from Bulgaria in lane 2, Denmark in lane 3, and Netherlands in lane 4. They look like the 1, 2 and 3 who are going to advance to the semi-final.
Yes, those centre lanes where the quickest crews from the heats are seated, and it's Melvin Tuela really attacking this third 500 meters as he did in the heat this morning, and he's very aggressive on the catch, really quick to pick up the boat and lever the oars past him, and it's a great style, great rhythm from him, and he's as we saw this morning at 37 strokes a minute, but he has a clear water advantage over the Bulgarian sculler right beside him and the Danish sculler Bastian Secher, who is in third position, and then it's indeed clear water to Uzbekistan, China and India.
Na 500 metara pre završetka trećeg četvrtfinala već jasno ko će iz ove grupe se naći u završnici, tačnije u polufinalu. To su Holanđanin koji ubedljivo vodi, zatim Bugarin i Danac. Svi ostali će morati da se zadovolje sa slabijim plasmanima, odnosno C i D finalima.
So great performance by the Dutch silver medalist from Tokyo, Melvin Tuela. He's in the lead and looking comfortable, and I think he's going to ease up a little bit as he gets down to the finish line. He's decreased his rate of striking from 37 to 35, but he's still maintaining a very good boat speed as he comes towards the finishing line. So no sprint needed from him, but perhaps a little sprint to the line from the athletes from Bulgaria and Denmark.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye to see if they start raising the rating. And it does look like to me that Christian Vasilev of Bulgaria is just playing and toying with the rating. He was up at 37 strokes a minute a moment ago. He settled back onto 36 strokes a minute now. He's a little bit more comfortable. I think he knows that he's got this one sewn up, perhaps, along with Melvin Tuela of the Netherlands. And also in third place currently, it's the Danish sculler still, Bastian Seka.
U ovoj trci sve je jasno, dalje u polufinale idu Holanđanin Tuela, Bugarin Vasilev I Bastian Secher iz Danske.
So the Dutch will reign victorious in this third quarter-final of the men's single scull. Melvin Tuela for the Netherlands ahead of Christian Vasilev of Bulgaria. It's then going to be Denmark's Bastian Seka with that third and final spot through to the AB semi-final, with Uzbekistan and India leading ahead of China's Gao Yifan. $750 meters gone in the final race of the first day here at the first World Cup in Belgrade, Serbia. Another 3 people to find for this AB semi-final in the men's single sculls. In lane number 1, Mario Simonov of Bulgaria. In lane 2, Quentin Antonielli of Monaco. In lane 3, Mateusz Biskop for Poland. In lane 4, Great Britain 2's John Collins. In lane 5, his teammate Callum Dixon, also of Great Britain. And in lane 6, it's Petvari Molnar Bendegush.
Posljednja trka dana, četvrtfinale muških single skulova. U prvoj stazi Bugarska 4, pa Monako, Poljska, Velika Britanija 2, Velika Britanija 3 i Mađarska 1.
So with this being the final opportunity to secure AB semi-final spots, it's going to be really hossing up here on the lake, and right there in the action are Richie and Angelica.
I think you might have to get the camera ready for a photo finish here, because 5 scullers are within a length of each other going through 1,000 metres. The Bulgarian sculler in lane 1 is well off the pace here, but sent down to past the 1,000 metre mark. Very little between all the scullers here. The Hungarian sculler, lane 6, a very slight lead, half a canvas over the sculler from Poland, Biskop in second place. The 2 sculls then from Great Britain 2, Great Britain 3, staying in touch. They're the 1, 2, 3, 4, and Monaco now putting on a push to stay back in touch as well in our final qualification for the men's single sculls.
Evo nas i kod posljednje trke današnjeg dana, prvog dana Svetskog kupa u Beogradu, muškarci single sculls, i završavamo sa njima. Od samog starta Molnar Petervari je lider u ovoj trci i došlo je do nekih izmena. Na drugoj poziciji držao se odlično Biskup Mateusz iz Poljske, međutim prepustio je drugu poziciju na ovih 1000 metara Britancu Dixonu Callumu. Tu je također na 4. mestu još jedan Britanac iz tima 2, John Collins, a dalje 5. mesto ostaje Monako predstavniku i 6. Mariju Simenonov.
So very little between the crews in our final race of day 1, and it looks like the Hungarian and Polish leading it out here, and then it's going to be a battle of the Brits for the 3rd qualifying spot between John Collins and Callum Dixon. Tim, how's it looking for the first 3?
Well, I have to say my eye is drawn actually to Callum Dixon from Great Britain. He's had an impressive third 500. He's actually in the lead, but only just. He has very quick scullers in Petvari Molnar from Hungary right beside him. And of course, Johnny Collins to his left, and Mateusz Biskop from Poland. So 4 crews within 1 length of each other. It's going to be a fantastic race to finish this first day at the World Cup here.
Imamo još 3 nepoznanice što se tiče polufinala muškog skifa. U ovom trenutku u posljednjem četvrtfinalu vodi Britanac Dixon ispred Molnara Petervarija iz Mađarske u borbi za 3. mjesto. U ovom trenutku nalaze se Poljak Biskup i Collins iz Velike Britanije, ali ostalo još nekih 300 metara, pa ćemo vidjeti kako će izgledati u samoj završnici.
So fantastic acceleration by Petvari Molnar from Hungary. He's taken the lead over Callum Dixon, who is just 1 meter behind him. And you see a reaction coming there from John Collins from Great Britain to clinch that all-important 3rd position in this quarter-final, with Mateusz Biskop from Poland also in the mix. So it's going to be a great final, Camilla.
Yeah, this is going to be one to keep your eye on if you're in the stands here or whether you're tuning in online. This is going to be right down to the wire as Callum Dixon just keeps pushing and pushing. He drops back into 2nd. He's now back up into 1st again into this final 250 metres. This would be a sensational debut for the Brit if he can take the win here over the more experienced field. But just as I say that, it's then Quentin Antonielli of Monaco that fights it back into the lead over in lane number 2.
2 Britanca u samoj završnici, zato ću pustiti moju koleginicu Kamilu da završi ovu trku.
Well, Monaco now is going to have half a length over Callum Dixon of Great Britain, who gets second through to that AB semi-final, along with Petavari Molnar of Hungary, leaving John Collins out of the running there for the AB semi-final. He'll progress through to the C final for Great Britain, along with Monaco. My apologies, it was actually Mateusz Biskup of Poland was the other qualifier there. Bulgaria finishing there in 6th. Well, that concludes day 1 here of the World Rowing Cup, one here in Belgrade, Serbia. And what a day it's been. Absolutely glorious sunshine, beautiful conditions here for all of the athletes. And we've absolutely loved bringing you the action. And in terms of, here in the tower, we have the privilege of watching every single race. So, Željko, what's been your favourite moment of today?
Well, many of them, but the favorite one is Jovana Arsic and her rowing and her finals. So that's the moment of the day for me. But everything was really nice, really well organized, and nice weather, and everything was quite cool.
Yeah, I agree. We've had an almost perfect day for it here, and I'm looking forward to seeing how Jovana Arsic does throughout the rest of the weekend. We've got even more racing to look forward to tomorrow.
Yeah, I hope that she'll bring medal to Serbia.
Yeah, and lots of Serbian interest across the whole field today. So we'll be keeping an eye out. I'm sure the stands will fill up as we progress towards the semi-finals and the finals. And we hope for some really good performances here from the Serbian team.
Yeah, if the Brits come, we'll have someone in the audience.
Well, we'll wait to bring you all of that action tomorrow. The first race kicking off here at 9:05, which will be the D final of the men's pair scheduled for tomorrow morning. Looking a little bit cooler, potentially some rain on the way here in Belgrade. So make sure you wrap up warm, bring your waterproofs for all eventualities. My name's been Camilla Hadland. I've been joined here in the tower by Željko Čačaja, and out on the course, your all-star commentary team of Brian Richie Richardson, Angelica Milicevic, Tim Von Vliet and Vladimir Maxa. And it's been wonderful to join you. We can't wait to have you back tomorrow. Thank you very much and have a lovely rest of your day.
Ovo je kraj prvog dana, nadamo se da ćemo vas vidjeti